up, book lovers? It is G-Swizz here, and before I start this video, I really want to talk about something that is really heavy on my heart at the moment, and that is the Black Lives Matter movement. I know a lot of you guys have been seeing the news headlines, and if you have not been seeing correct news headlines, you might be seeing it through Twitter or social media, unless of course you've been living under a rock. Unjust acts are being done to Black American citizens right now, and it is very much unfair. No innocent human life should ever be treated like that. People should not be discriminated by the color of their skin, and unfortunately in this world, people think that that's right. And we need to put a stop to this. I have links down in the description where you guys can help this cause. Whether you are on a completely different continent or not from North America, you can contribute to this cause. And every link down in the description is the least that you can possibly do to help this out. There will be links for you to donate, there will be links for you to sign petitions, there will be book recommendations that will help you get educated. Thanks to Knox the Reader, who once again I am absolutely thankful for that they shared these resources to us, and I will do everything I possibly can in my personal power to keep those links down there. And also, if there's anybody else out there who recommends me put some more links down in the description that will help amplify the voices in this time, please let me know so that I can put them down in the description so everybody can check them out, so that I can check them out myself. I would really like to help you guys out on that. And for the people who stumbled onto this video, the whole video, I'm not going to be talking about this. Please, I encourage every single one of you guys, whether you click to watch a BookTube video or not, it would mean a lot to me, G-Swizzel. You who are watching this will help the Black citizens of America out by simply contributing in some sort of way that I've provided you with in the description or by other means. I didn't mention in the video that systemic racism also does happen in Australia, so I also want to put some links down in the description that will help the Australian Indigenous community. That would be amazing. I encourage you guys to also look into that as well. Thanks, book lovers. Enjoy the video. What up, book lovers? It is G-Swizz here, and I'm here today with another seasonal TBR video. Pretty much this TBR is June, July, August inclusive. I haven't done a wrap up in a while because I'm pretty sure I read a lot in April, and I wasn't bothered to edit the filmed wrap up, and now I have to combine my April and May wrap up, so that's probably gonna happen soon. I really just need to get into the mood of editing again. I film additional videos every once in a while, apart from my 7 on Sunday videos, but they just never get posted, and I'm hoping that this video gets posted at some point of the week as well, because I would love that to happen. But you know, technically a 45-hour work week, even when you're working from home, is just very time consuming. That being said, I'm not too fussed about my new career, but I know it is very frustrating to fit other things in, including content creating, and so I want to be able to learn how to manage my time better when it comes to the work-life balance, you know? But even then, this is kind of something that I work on as well. Either that or I have absolutely no life whatsoever. Sometimes I could just be spending more time watching anime. What is a video from G-Swizzel if you don't have a rant like this? So technically, I will be talking about some books I want to read after the many books that I've read in the last 2 months. Also, some of these books are rereads. Some of these books are from series that I really want to finish. Some of these books are from book series that I haven't visited in a while. Or maybe there might just be 1 or 2 book series in here that I just want to start. It ranges from there. And this all being said, publishers aren't publishing as frequently as they used to due to the current circumstances. A lot of releases are coming out in August and September, and that's self-explanatory. And I think that this is a perfect time to catch up to the TBR books that I've wanted to read for a while. New releases can be distracting. That sums it up. So I guess without further ado, let's get started with the TBR. This one I might have to explain because I don't know whether this video is going up before my April and May wrap up or not. So let's just say I've started with the Chronicles of Ixia series by Maria V. Snyder, and I want to move on to Magic Study. I really did like Poison Study. Poison Study was a very good introduction into a new fantasy world, and I kind of wish it was a fantasy book that I read at a younger age, but I never got to it at a younger age, and I really regret that because the series was really good. I blame myself so much for putting this series off because I really enjoyed the first book. And I know that a lot of people do have problems with the series because some of it kind of sounds similar to Throne of Glass. I get that, but if you read the series now and just forget about Throne of Glass, you can see the parallels, but you can now read it for its own series. And that's what I noticed that I was able to do with the first book. That's why I want to continue on with the next book. I think that the series started off strong, and I'm looking forward to Magic Study. Now I'm going to be talking about a book that I really want to reread, and it's been such a long time since I read this book originally that I've almost forgotten how it went. I just know that it would have probably been a better book to read at this age or this level of maturity than it was when I originally read it. That, my friends, is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. If I was to be very honest, I don't think that I enjoyed the maturity level of this book when I was around 21 or 22. I think that was when I first read it. I wasn't big on new adult fantasy, with ACOTAR being the exception, only because like it was written by Sarah J Maas. But even then, I preferred Front of Glass. My maturity level wasn't up there yet. New adult fantasies at more of a mature level weren't really for me at the time, and now when I really think about the series, I think about it fondly, even though I don't remember too much about it. And I think to myself, wow, that's something that 24-year-old G-Swizz would read right now. And I only thought about that recently because I recently bought Kingsbane and it's on my shelf. I want to read Kingsbane, but I need to reread Furyborn because I don't remember everything about it. I just remember that it was beautifully written. It wasn't my thing at the time because my reading tastes were very different than they are now. And now that I think about it, I think that I would really love this series, or I would at least really enjoy this series. So I've decided I want to continue on with it, and I want to reread Furyborn, and then read Kingsbane, and then anticipate Lightbringer. That's what I want to do. Another series I'm going to mention on this list is, guess what? Another fantasy. And the fantasy that I'm going to mention is a fantasy I want to start. And that, my friends, is the Guinevere Deception, aka the Camelot Rising series by Kirsten White. This is probably one of the most intriguing books from Kirsten White I've seen so far. Even though I need to get through the latter Dracula series as well, this is one of the most appealing books to me. I know that not many people will agree, but I think that this was the prettiest cover of 2019. It is just gorgeous, and I cannot believe I haven't read it yet. Actually, when I think about it, maybe Sorcery of Thorns. Did Sorcery of Thorns come out in 2018 or 2019? I don't know. That's up there as well. But also Aurora Rising. Seriously, this cover really competes with Charlie Bowater. Even though I really love Charlie Bowater's covers, I know they're not for everyone. I could just collect every one of her covers and not be mad about it at all, to be honest. Anyway, getting back to this, yes, I've raved about the cover so much, but few of the booktubers out there who I absolutely trust their opinion. They absolutely love this book, and they just could not wait for the next book, and I think to myself, why was I not on the hype train with them? I really want to read the Guinevere Deception. I've never been so excited in my entire life to read anything about Camelot, to be honest. It's not really something that really sparks my interest, but for some reason, this really does spark my interest. I don't know if it's because that my reading tastes are evolving once again, or if it's because it's written by Kirsten White, or because people keep on saying that it's good, and I think that it's going to be up my alley. I don't know. I don't want to hold too many high expectations for this series, so I'm going to try to expect nothing from it. I mean, I already have somewhat low expectations for this series because I'm not a big Camelot fan, but at the same time, I really want to read it. It just gets me really excited every single time I see it on my shelf. Oh my goodness, guys, we are really hammering fantasy in this winter. And another one I'm going to mention is Cursed by Thomas Wheeler and illustrated by Frank Miller. Now, the reason why I really wanted to read this one is because there's going to be a Netflix adaptation of this book. Also, my beautiful bae, Camillo, bought this book for me, and I'm just really excited to read it. I didn't even realize that the end pages looked like this. Oh my goodness, but how? Isolation nails, not great. Seriously, I cannot get over how awesome the illustrations are throughout the book. It looks so cool. I'm pretty sure this was kind of inspired by King Arthur, but it's about a female chosen one. I mean, that's the YA plot twist these days, like, but it's a female. I love many kinds of protagonists. I just wanted to joke about it. I have not seen the trailer of Cursed at all, but I heard about it, and I know that Catherine Langford is starring in it, and I was really excited to watch it. And then one day, myself and Bae went to the bookstore, even though there was a huge queue because social distancing reasons. We made it into the bookstore, and we wanted to buy each other books. Bought him the second volume of Overlord, and then he bought me the hardback of Cursed. And so I'm really happy with this purchase, and I'm just really excited to read it, guys. OMG. A book I'm going to mention that is not fantasy is actually a reread. This book right here I wanted to reread for the longest time because, funnily enough, it's been almost 2 years since this book has been released. The next book is coming out in September, and so what I want to do before September is reread this book. That, my friends, is an absolutely remarkable thing by Hank Green. I love this book, and I raved about it a few times on my channel, and A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor will be coming out in September. It was originally scheduled to come out in July, but due to the current circumstances, it has been pushed back to September. That is understandable. I get it, but I'm really anticipating it. And even though I really love April May, and I cannot stop hearing Don't Stop Me Now by Queen every single time I look at this book, I feel like I've forgotten a lot of major aspects about this book. I just want to change that. I want to reread it because I enjoyed the adventure I had while reading it. Yeah, let's make it happen. An absolutely remarkable thing needs to be reread. So unlike that book that I just mentioned, this book came out during isolation period, which is insane, but it still did. At least we have some sort of entertainment, but I haven't gotten to it yet. And I don't know whether I should reread the first book or get a recap on it because it's been such a long time since I read the first book. And the sequel I'm talking about here is Aurora Burning by Amy Stephanie Kaufman and J. Kristoff. Yes, indeed, the dynamic duo. I have seriously heard almost nothing bad about this book. I think that a lot of people really like this book, or they didn't expect this book to be that great. In fact, I'm hearing people on Twitter say that this book series is better than the Illuminae files. And that is insane, because everybody, when the Illuminae files were fresh off the press, everybody was talking about them and they loved them so much, and they said that that series was revolutionary. That means that this has changed the game. The formatting is completely different from their first series, and everybody liked that engaging format, and everybody loved those characters, and then all of a sudden, I hear that people prefer this series. That's wild. To me, I still can't comprehend that. That being said, I kind of don't find this hard to believe, because Aurora Rising was a pretty good start to a good YA sci-fi series, and if the sequel to this is strong, just like Gemini was to Illuminae, then I will fully believe them. The next few books I'm going to mention here are all Julie Kagawa books. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about the Talon series by Julie Kagawa. I wanted to read this series ever since I first heard the description of it. It's literally about dragons who can shapeshift to human form, but their final form is a dragon, which is crazy stuff, just to get the perspective of a dragon. Also, side note, end pages are gorgeous, and this is gorgeous. It's out of print though, so sorry, you probably can't get it. I had to order this secondhand off of eBay, guys. I just really like the premise of this book. And yes, of course, I've had the full series on my shelf for a while. I just knew that it was gonna probably be impossible to get the hardbacks if they all just keep on going out of print. So I just decided to collect them all, but I haven't read them yet. This is definitely a series that overwhelms me, not because it seems intimidating, but because of how many I have to read. So I think I just need to get started on it. Hopefully that will happen this season. And yes, of course, to follow off from that, the Shadow of the Fox series by Julie Kagawa. The first book was amazing. I cannot wait for Soul of the Sword, which is the next book in the trilogy, and then Night of the Dragon. I actually, for some reason, assumed that this series was going to be a 5-book series, and that kind of devastates me, because I only just found out maybe last week or the week before that this is a trilogy. That the trilogy has been completed. I'm not gonna be emotional about it, because maybe it ends up perfectly, maybe it ends up right, but like, this series is really good and I would love it to continue on forever. I understand if it can't continue on forever, but I'm fine. Everything is fine. The next series that I would like to start this season. I don't know if every one of you guys, unless you're following me on Twitter, know that I own this series, nor do you guys probably know that I've wanted to read it for a while, but I have wanted to read it for a while, and I finally got the new editions of the series. They all match, and it's perfect. That being said, the next series I would really love to read is The Witcher. Now I want to start off with the first short story collection, which is the first one in the reading order. That is The Last Wish. And from what I know, the TV series is mostly based off of this book right here. And there are a few things that have changed in the TV series. I personally love the Netflix adaptation. And so it really encouraged me to read The Witcher, even though I was looking at it previously and thinking, yeah, I would probably want to try that out. When I watched the TV series, I had fully made up my mind I wanted to read The Witcher. So I have all the books. I'm very much looking forward to starting the series. So yeah, this is The Last Wish, and hopefully I can read it in the season of winter and potentially read more books before the next season comes out. I'm going to finish off with 2 manga series. So first of all, you guys know that your girl loves Berserk. I still have 3 volumes of Berserk that I need to complete, and I get it. I've completed almost all of the series, and this is literally a 10th of the series that I have not completed yet. Not even a 10th. But I still haven't read volumes 38, 39, and 40 of Berserk. I have not finished the Fantasia arc, and apparently the Fantasia arc is done. And I really just cannot spoil myself, because I've watched so many Berserk summary videos, but I cannot continue on with Berserk summary videos until I finish the Fantasia arc. And the Fantasia arc apparently is done. I just need to finish the Fantasia arc. That's another goal that I have. And then the final series that I want to start. I've recently made the decision that I want to collect this series because I love the anime adaptation. I've been watching it with Camilo. In our everyday conversation, we make references to it, and it has just really changed the game for me. I've spent a year reluctantly watching it because I didn't want to watch it all at once, and I am finally almost finished everything that has been adapted so far. And that being said, I've really just wanted to rewatch it, but instead of rewatching it for now, I actually just want to read the manga so I can pick up more details from it and just immerse myself within the world constantly. Guys, I'm going to start my adventure of reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure So I just bought part 1. I have all 3 volumes of part 1 on my shelf. This follows Jonathan Joestar. I remember watching this part and flying through this part. And you know, Phantom Blood is usually known as the part that is not the most favored, and I get it, but I've been craving revisiting the early days of Jojo. Even though I am just about to finish watching part 5 at the moment, and I love part 5 so far, I really just want to revisit it part by part, and then eventually even read part 6, part 7, and part 8. Those are my long-term reading goals, but my short-term reading goal is to get through the first part of the manga, and then eventually get through the second part with Joseph Joestar, and then revisit Stardust Crusaders because everybody loves Stardust Crusaders, and then go on from there. Like, I'm really excited about this new adventure that I am planning to take. A bizarre adventure, if you will. That is going to be it for this video today, book lovers. If you want to purchase any of the books that I mentioned in this video today, all the Book Depository purchase links will be down in the description where you can check them out, you can purchase them, and you can help me out by doing so. And I also have social medias. I'm at G-Swizzel Books on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also at Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/G-Swizzel. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.
Started out with half and I flipped it into double. Started out with half and I flipped it into double.